And my job as a landscape architect is to try and figure out how we can balance the needs of housing, of space in the city where people can live and work and play, and to make it healthy and happy, right?
But with all those buildings and roads and new homes that we're going to build, we have to be incredibly careful that we look after the land at the same time. So we looked at what was special about Manukau and what was really, really important. And the most important thing that we found, in fact our number one important thing, was the Puhinui River.
Our job at the moment, when we're thinking about Eastern Viaduct and thinking about Auckland as a city, is to make sure that we're listening to everybody who lives in this city. So you guys are part of this great big community that we need to listen to.
So when we design this, we need to sit back and listen to you guys and tell us what you love about it, how you move through this space, and then we can help design it so it's right for you.
Because we know that kids have the most amazing ideas. And so we're hoping that you will share with this project, take some of those wonderful ideas you've got and start thinking about how they might make a difference and make this Puhinui area really special in the future.
Do you know Totara Park? You guys have been there? It's pretty beautiful, pretty beautiful. So that's where the Puhinui starts. So it goes all the way from the Maunga up by Totara Park and it meanders right past your doorstep and it ends up right down in the Manukau Harbour. So it's actually pretty close to the airport that it pops out. So we're learning about better ways that we can design our cities where the natural systems like water and awa, we can work with them and let them do what they need to do, and it makes them a lot more healthy.
And that's an easy way to refer to the Puhinui stream. And so if we look at it from quite a cultural perspective, we liken the land to Papatuanuku, to Earth Mother. And it's like the arteries, they're like the veins in our arms and in our bodies.
The scope that we're talking about is that Eastern Viaduct area. And so that's where we take what you're saying today and we put that into the mix. If we get 30 ideas out of this room today, they can be 30 different ideas that we might be able to put onto Eastern Viaduct, right? So when you come to the city, can you think off the top of your head, where's the nearest area that's appropriate for kids to play in the city? So there'll be other landscape architects, urban designers, architects, engineers, lighting people, all that sort of thing. During that period of design, it'd be great to be able to reconnect with this group so that you guys can be involved in that sort of design process.
So I'll be giving you some kōrero about the history of this area according to mana whenua from the local tribes here. So I'll probably talk about some of the people that the places around here are named after, but also some of the taniwha around here. These different tribes, they reckon that they hid their canoe in that stream for a little while and then they came back and got it later. And the name of that waka was Puhinui. And in our version, there's a giant eel called Puhinui. All of the different versions are right. We say they're all right because it's impolite to tell them that their version's not correct.
So there's several different taniwha around Auckland. The main taniwha we're going to talk about today is Horutu. Did anyone know that there is a taniwha living underneath Queen Street?
So what we're going to do now is we're going to divide up into 4 groups and we're going to have maps and we're going to try to understand with a little bit more detail about this area and how you use it and what you do.
You found us! Fantastic! Shall we put a dot for school on this big map so we don't lose ourselves? Let's see if we can find it on this map.
Carry on with this map, eh? So we've got Bronx, what's this place here?
I got heaps of red stickers. Where's the red felt? Oh.
So I guess just as a group, when each person puts a sticker down, can we just share a little bit of why we like that place?
The park that you could probably see from here is just over there.
What sort of games do you play? Lope. Do you need much of a flat area to play? Or can it be
I play on the road.
Oh, you play on the road?
Yeah.
We're going to do a little bit of a walk, just to give you an idea about what could perhaps be there. So the whole idea about moving around is just to give you some ideas about what it is that you like, what you don't like, what textures might be good, what sounds might be good, where it might be good to go to the water, where it might be good to have something green, where it might be good to have somewhere to run round. So it's knowing what the space is and what's around it and then taking that knowledge, walking around and thinking a little bit about other possibilities. You'll each have a notebook, either a camera or a cell phone, just to give us some more ideas and to also give you something concrete that you can look at to actually formulate some more ideas.
Oh yeah, so it's arches like that. Yeah, like that. And then you have just all of them have a line through the middle that just connects them all.
And you could have underneath it's glass. So when you look, you can see fish.
You can see the fish in the water.
I mean, I guess that we can make it out of like fiberglass.
Yeah, fiberglass.
Or aluminium. Yeah, and then we could make like a shade out of old sails.
Shade. Loads of shade. There's loads of shade here.
Are you two a team, are you? You and Tamatoa? Awesome. Should we go for a wander?
Oh my gosh, why is there even a trolley in there? Look,
I don't like that. You have to shove your head like right in it.
sometimes outdoor I mostly play.
Thank you so much. You know, we really appreciate you giving us your expertise and all your ideas and sharing your thoughts with us. All of these ideas get worked up a bit more on Thursday, and then they're going to be shared with the designers and with Panuku, who are going to be looking after that area in the Eastern Viaduct and turning it into a place that lots of people want to visit all the time. Morning, everybody. It's great that you've made it to our research office here at Massey, because you really are researchers in this project, and I think some of the things that we'll talk about today, you'll see how you've been contributing to this as a research project, as well as generating ideas down on the waterfront. And you've given us some fantastic ideas. Choose a few of your photographs and write captions on these. When we go into our groups, we'll give you these lists under each of these themes, and we're going to explore those.
So this is what you told us that you liked about your neighbourhood. Are there places quite close to here where you play all of these, or do you have to go far away?
The only thing I didn't like down there was the dirty water and the rubbish.
Because there were bins, but they just get like overflowed, and all these birds are just everywhere.
Being close to the water without being in the water.
One of the themes that came out really strongly in your work was experiencing the water, seeing it, feeling it, smelling it, getting into it.
Almost all the water in this area eventually finds its way down into the awa. And when you guys were down there, did you think that water looked healthy? Would you want to swim in it? No? If the water goes through those plants and comes back out the other side, it's going to come out the other side a lot cleaner and a lot healthier.
I have a pretty tree because it gives oxygen to people, so it's nice and not polluted over there. And then I have a nice bench, and these look colourful, so I made it colourful.
It's pretty grey out there.
Grey everywhere.
And how does it feel for you when you see Māori culture in places like this? Makes you feel happy?
Yeah, and welcomed. And we have to respect that.
Certain areas with more furniture would be nice. Yeah, like spaces that you can just hang out. Or maybe even just like grass.
Grass. Having like just a little grass walkway, a little grass place would be nice. Beanbags and chairs.
Outdoor beanbags are quite nice.
They should make them waterproof beanbags.
If these things were here, would you come and visit?
Yes, yes. Definitely.
And activities. You had a huge list of ideas of the sorts of things that you'd like to do down there.
It's a see-through ball, and you sit in the ball, and then you can look around at the fish underwater.
So the person's in the ball?
Yeah.
Hey guys, look at this. I'm going down.
I know, why don't you just go through them from left to right and say what they are?
A mega water slide.
Does it go into the ocean?
Well, yes, maybe. There's a mega water slide. Like you go down. You could have something that comes out of the water, so it stops one area, and then you could walk in and it would come back down again, so you could just watch it from the inside of the wall.
So you could get behind the water as well. So that
Without getting wet though.
We're just going to do a little bone carving for each one of you fellas. Probably just the last two stages, because we just haven't got enough time to start from the beginning and then go all the way to the end. like with the busy schedule. Today we're going to kind of polish it so that you can make it shine in the next one. Go like that, just in one spot, keep the bone still, and shake the sandpaper. Yep, bit more, a little bit more.
Oh my gosh, I don't have enough room.
So it's a place that we've never been to but would like to go to one day.
I have not seen this bird before.
I chose this one, a nesting place for a lot of birds.
The story, the description of why you picked that photograph, so what you liked and what you didn't like, and then you'll stick it on the photo. Just go through them and think, which ones do you think tell the story of the Puhinui the way you saw it?
I want to present the trolley all the way down the bottom here, a part of pollution, because trolleys are supposed to be in shopping malls, not creeks and rivers. These ducks represent a family, which means life can develop there in the stream.
So the program that we told you about 9 months ago, when we thought that we were going to have this place opened by now, that's changed, and that's sort of the reality of working in a big city, is that there is so much stuff going on, and we've just got to figure out how all these things get in and how all these things get out and how we build all these things in different ways. If there's all this stuff happening in the city and all this stuff happening down here, and then we're building these America's Cup bases and blah, blah, blah around here, there's our little tiny project right here. What we have seen is that there's a lot more families using the footpaths and the cycleways to get to places like that. So all the ideas that we've got from you so far and the feedback that we get from you today gets fit into this design process that we're doing. So we'll have that amount of time to figure this out.
This is actually from your report, some of the main ideas that was summarised. There's this special little condition underneath, and you can see that's all slimy, where the water gets in there and it's getting all the oysters and all the moulds and all the sea stuff growing on it. And there's a good opportunity to talk about Horatū, and I think it's a really nice way things might line up. Really good having this report, because we can look and go, oh yeah, those are great ideas.
Is everyone ready to walk off their pizza? Do you guys remember when we walked through here? We walked through all the cars? Yeah, it was full of cars, right? We lined up the driveway to get to that parking with the same walkway through here for people. So that means that when people drive through here, they've got to go at walking pace. So they have to go really, really slow. So it's really changed the way that people use this place. It's made it so much safer.
You used to just only walk through here. You wouldn't get anyone just sitting down, actually playing around. And yeah, there was not much seating options. You'd almost just bypass this area.
It was really nice to see you guys come down here and just start sort of doing cartwheels and running around and jumping around, because I just think that couldn't happen when it was a car park, right?
And you just started to use the space. You sat in the deck chairs, you sat in the beanbag chairs, you rolled up a jersey and chucked it to each other, you turned cartwheels, you climbed up underneath the trees, you just used the space. And it looked like you were having a pretty cool time down there. What do you imagine this place could be like?
I think at the moment we're sort of getting somewhere with the way that we're showing how your ideas are being looked at, are being valued, and are being rolled out in the city.
Lots of input from lots of people, including you guys, helps make it a great thing in the end. It's about manaakitanga and welcome, and really this is just about making it a place for everyone.
A huge thank you to you for giving up your time again today to come and take part in this and put ideas in.
It's a special taonga that reminds us about the work that the children have been involved in and the importance of the Puhinui stream to our school community and to these children for their future.
Sharing ideas and listening to each other and being really respectful of people's different points of view than maybe yours were. And it's been really great to see you work together.
So you guys sort of picked up on some things that we as adults, we just don't see because they just don't affect us in that way. So that was very cool.
That's really demonstrated to all the leaders in our city, the big decision makers, that we need places for kids in the city.